Hey, this is Canon Vickery, and I'm going to be showing you how to take out a stick of RAM, how to take a stick of RAM out of the motherboard. So if we look down here, we've got two sticks of RAM in here right now, and for this type of motherboard, how it stays in are these clips on the side. So get it out, pull these out, and when you pull it out, it causes the RAM to pop out on this one at least. If it ever doesn't, just reach in here and kind of seesaw out of there if it doesn't ever go. But this one just popped out, and so here's our stick of RAM. This is a 256 megabyte stick of RAM, and it's a DDR1. And on these sticks, it doesn't have that listed on here, and so we had to use the information up here to search on Google to figure out what it was. But we were able to find out that it was a DDR1. And but yeah, that's how you take out a stick of RAM. When putting it back in, you want to make sure also you're holding it by the edges because you don't want to damage anything. And when putting these in, it can take quite a bit of force, so don't be afraid to kind of push it in there. The thing is, these white things have to kind of snap back on. So if you see there, they are, and so it's not coming back out. Just kind of show. But yeah, those are both in. One other thing I'd like to mention is right now these two sticks of RAM are on channels 1 and 3 and 2 and 4 are not being in use. And the reason why they're in 1 and 3 and not 1 and 2 is because how the CPU, when it looks for RAM, it'll first search for number 1, and then if it finds a stick of RAM here, it'll automatically go to number 3. And it's color-coded. It might not always be like this, but it is always color-coded. But it goes 1, 3, and then it'll search for, if it finds something in 1, it'll search for 3. If it doesn't find anything, if it finds 3, then yeah, it finds 3. And then it comes back to number 2. And if it finds something in number 2, then it searches for number 4. So if we were to put the RAM in channels 1 and 4, it would search for 1, it would find it, it would search for 3, and there wouldn't be 1 in there because it's in number 4. Because it doesn't find 1 in number 3 or in number 2, it won't ever search for number 4, and so the stick of RAM here would never be used. And so it's important to keep that in mind when you're installing the RAM, because you have to put it in the right way, or you're not going to actually, the stick of RAM won't actually be in use. But yeah, that's the proper way to take a stick of RAM in and out of a motherboard.